I was scrolling through my comments a couple of days ago, and I saw a hateful comment, and I was devastated, like totally, and like actually, like it hurt so much, so badly. Then I decided to be the bigger man in the situation, and to not send any responses or contact him, just like my dad did to me for 8 years. Anyway, this episode's going to be about GTA, but we're cops, where we're basically just gonna go around and harass people randomly, like those gay tryhards. But anyway, hope you enjoy the video, and yeah. So the first thing we need to do before we could actually go around and kill little 7-year-olds in GTA was I had to go pick up my friend Eternal. So I started driving over there, went to pick him up, and surprisingly, he was actually pretty good at just getting in random old people's cars. Must have had training or other experience with this, I don't know. But then after that, we went to go pick up my other friend, Yoshi Ninja, and to my surprise, on the way there, we found some dude, and I decided to drive right past him and pay no attention to him. But then, like, for no reason, out of nowhere, he pulls out his AK-47 and he shoots me 6 times in the head. Like, what? Like, people in GTA these days are just so aggressive. I spawn back in, and my friend Eternal drives down the street to pick me up again. And for once in my life, they actually came back to pick me up. So that was actually a quite nice surprise. But he kills the dude who shot me 6 times in the head, and then I'm actually pretty good at getting into cars too. And so is my friend Yoshi Ninja. What a surprise! Who knew everyone had such close experiences? So now we just have to go pick up our last friend, not but then, out of nowhere, some random dude just blows us up. But I have no idea why this guy just wants to kill so much. I respawn back in, and somehow I get blamed for this one. Like, I don't get it. Like, people are always trying to point the fingers, and no one takes accountability for anything. Like, honestly, I think it was kind of Eternal's fault for driving in a straight line. Like, how much of a retard is he? Like, honestly, I don't know. Anyway, I reach the impound station, and I get ready to get in, but I actually didn't realize that I couldn't jump 2 feet, so I have to get back on my car and drive over the fence. And the cops get mad at me for doing this. So I do the only logical thing, and I call Lester. He's that one guy that reminds me of my uncle, except for he didn't try to rape me. Anyway, a cop tries to make a power play on me and run up to me, so I smack him in the face with my AR-15, but was gotta be one of the most nostalgic events that's taken place lately. I paid Lester $600, and he takes off, and he doesn't even do anything. Honestly, kind of reminds me of what my dad did to me, if I'm gonna be honest here. After I stood the cop car, I start driving out of the gate to pick up the boys, and I accidentally make a pretty bad mistake, and I actually plow down Eternal with the car, but it's kind of his fault for running in front of a heavily armored car as I was driving. But I almost take off with him, and he yells at me for whatever reason. I don't know. He got some like thing called Down syndrome or something. I don't know what that does, but it's got to be one of the most autistic plays of the century. He calls bribe the authorities. Well, there's a cop in front of me, and we get the cops back on us. But luckily, Yoshi Ninja calls Lester and gets the cops after us. We spend the next few minutes trying to figure out who our next victim should be. And honestly, it actually kind of breaks into an argument that's worse than the one that my aunt and uncle had before they got a divorce. The divorce actually wasn't because of the argument. It's probably because my uncle tried to rape me, but no, that kind of like probably was the reason. It was probably the arguments. We finally all agree on a target to head after, but by the time we get there, he's already gone. Of course, I get blamed for this again, even though I'm not even driving. Honestly, I don't really understand Eterno's logic, but then again, he just have that Down syndrome thing or whatever. So we choose another target at the local Los Santos Customs, but he's actually inside of it. So we actually form a plan to sit out and wait. Now, this actually came from me after I learned it from when my uncle did the same, but outside of my house. So yeah, that's basically what we do. We just sit outside and wait for the dude to come out of it. Now, before we can get away with this lawful arrest, we have to all disband our motorcycle clubs and join Eternals so that we don't accidentally kill each other while on the job. Honestly, I think it would have been more fun if we could have killed each other, but this random guy in Zentornos pops up in passive mode. Like, what a pussy. Like, who uses passive mode? But all of a sudden, he just leaves the session, and my friend Yoshi Ninja actually gets stuck in the car. This is a actually pretty scary moment, I'm not gonna lie. Like, anyway, we just start to beat up this dude's car for no reason, even though we don't even know who it is. And we have the brilliant idea to pop his tires, so that if he comes back to his car, he won't be able to get away, and we can just get the free kill to get our KD up. So while we're doing this, actually, the other dude actually leaves the place. So we all jump over there and we peacefully ask him to get out of the car. And for whatever reason, he starts driving away. But then some dude just drives around and blows it up. And the game must be hinting at something, because it spawns me on a roof with no parachute. So that was a bit depressing, I'm not gonna lie. I get in the armored car and I honk at them to get in the car, but I'm honestly pretty disappointed that it took them that long to get into some random van. Like, I expected more from their skill set. Honestly, it was just pretty disappointing. So we take off in the car and we get ready to drive over and arrest this guy. But then again, the same virgin who blew us up earlier flies by and kills us again. He's actually very skillful being able to click L1. We respawn in, and Not Ethan gets absolutely plowed over by a car. And I decide, let's have a fight. I forget we're an MC, and it honestly causes this very autistic and kind of lame fight to immense, and he actually kills himself before I can kill him. It's a kind of a gay thing to do, but I get in my Insurgent pickup custom because the guy in the flying car that shoots missiles can't kill us, and I drive over to go pick up the boys, and they're actually having a pretty fun time without me, and it kind of gets me sad, I'm not gonna lie. They having a pool party without me. Anyway, I drive over and I pick them up, showing off my excellent driving skills and whatever. We all get in, and for whatever reason, I let Not Ethan get into the turret. Probably not the best decision I've made in a while, but I mean, then again, I did also let my uncle into my house last Tuesday, so I can't really say anything. Then out of nowhere, a random terrorist in a jet just flies over and tries blowing us up. So that's always nice. We finally corner the kid who we suspected had some illegal substances on him, and as we're getting out of the car, some citizen runs us over. Honestly, citizens kind of autistic in this game, but I say, I smell drugs on you, and my friend Yoshi actually hits him, causing a panic, and everyone just immediately kills the guy. And this isn't proper work ethic, but I mean, at least he won't be selling drugs to any people anymore. So the guy in the jet comes back, and we take off because we're not trying to get blown up or anything. And as what has got to be one of the most stunning plot twists I've seen in a while, the drug dealer actually crashes right back into us. Kind of a autistic move. I don't really see much criminals who actually try to drive towards the cops. Like, I don't know, maybe he's just brilliant and it's part of his elaborate plan, but honestly doubt it. He was like a 12-year-old kid, kept on saying "I" and "bitch" and stuff, so I don't know. Anyway, I get to show off my amazing driving skills underneath pressure, and we corner him, and he stops and he says, I'll let you, you can pull me over. And I walk over to him and I say, can you get out of the car? And he actually is pretty brave. He actually takes off on us, and we have to pull a maneuver to get back to him, but not Ethan gets killed by the terrorist, so that kind of sucks. He's down the street, and I offer him back into the turret seat. Not sure why I do this, but the kid again down the road says, I'll let you stop and pick me up. So I'm like, okay, well, let's drive over and get this kid. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna take off again. So I'm about to get out of the car, but then the terrorist blows the kid up, and I'm like, oh, well, we should probably set our priorities on the terrorist now. That actually might be a good idea. I'm not gonna lie. We were over some guy's car, probably killing him in the process, but I mean, it's just some random NPC, and some dude in passive mode tries killing us. I don't get why so many people are in passive mode, but step out of the car with the kid, and I try talking to him, but he immediately just kills me, and then not even mows him down with a gun. The terrorist tries to pull a maneuver that I like to call the kamikaze, and it was a World War II strategy, which I think it was the Chinese. Honestly, I mix them up all the time. Actually crash their jets into the boats and stuff. I don't know why I tried doing it in our car, but we kill the terrorist, and I ignore every rule my mother has ever taught me, and I actually drove into the random dark alleyway, and I call in my tank, and I make sure my white friend can't drive, cause white kids in a tank in a nearby school, that doesn't sound like the best combination. Anyway, we drive around looking for the terrorist as he blew us up over and over again. Well, he didn't actually get me, cause I'm so skillful and I basically never die. Anyway, we drive around and we blow him up over and over again. He tries to tell us to stop, but then again, that's the same excuse I used for my uncle. And did he? No. So we just continue to do it, and he gets pretty mad at this, and it's pretty funny. But yeah, I actually decide that I should probably actually be the bigger man in the situation. And I just stop killing him, and I'm like, I tell everyone, it's probably not the best idea. We should probably stop killing this kid. I decided to go get a jet so that I can kill this kid over and over again, so that he quits and he never plays this game ever again, because honestly, he blew up the drug dealer we were trying to arrest, and that kind of ticked me off. So yeah, I take off in my Hydra, and I start trying to fly over him, and what has got to be one of the most probably autistic things I've seen Eternal do in a while. I'm doing a dive bomb, and I'm bombing him with the cannons on the front of the jet. So I go low to the ground so I can actually hit him, and there we see Eternal flying in his buzzard, and I crash into him, and he asks me, why are you flying so close to the ground? I don't know, maybe I'm dive bombing him.
That's what I want to do.
Once you go all the way, there's no coming back.
Well, yeah, obviously I don't want to actually die. That would suck.
Are you serious, dude?
Wait.
No, I did at the wrong time.
I was clipping that. I'm gonna clip that. Obviously, I don't want to kill myself. Are you serious?
I didn't mean it like that. I was saying that.
Bye.